Good morning, Grace Baptist Church of Bowie. I'm Chaplain Alisa DePriest, and I'm here to share what God's doing in the jails. The fact that you help us, the missionaries, is wonderful, but I also want you to know what direct impact you have on these ladies. The first lady I want to talk about is Stacy. Stacy came to the jail about 3 years ago. She had a terrible alcoholic problem. She'd been living on the streets for about 40 years and was going from man to man to man simply because they would support her addiction. We would meet once a week, and I would virtually beg her not to return to that man. And she agreed. About a month before she got out. She sat in my office and said, "You know, Chaplain, I think I'm going to go into recovery." And she went to the Way Homes in Pasadena. And to this day, she is still serving the Lord. She's got 4.5 years of sobriety, and she is out sharing what God has done in her life. The next woman that we've impacted is another woman by the name of Stacy, and she came to Ordinance Road, severe addiction to heroin. We worked with her. I shared the gospel with her. I just ministered to her heart. She was so broken that I had to fix the broken before I could even reach her. And eventually she put her faith in Christ, and she is now clean and sober for over 2.5 years. The other lady that you've impacted with your support is Marie. Marie didn't have an addiction problem, but she had a terrible, terrible marriage in which it culminated in her getting arrested. And she spent the first 3 months at Jennifer Road in isolation. She would remind me every time I saw her that she was an atheist, that she could not believe, and she refused to believe. And I just decided to show her the episodes of The Chosen. And I would show it to her, and we would just sit and talk about it, no words. Every week I would show her another episode. So The Chosen came out with season 2, and there was one episode about the man who was lying at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. Jesus asks him, "Do you want to be healed? Do you want to get well? And why are you here?" And I showed that episode to Marie. And when Jesus said this to this man, who they called Jesse in the movie, I shut it off and I looked at Marie straight in her eyes and I said, "Why are you here? Do you want to be healed?" And God just miraculously broke her heart open and filled her with His love, and she just cried and wept and said, "I believe, I believe." And at that, we just stopped everything, and I prayed with her, and she put her faith in Christ that day. She's been out of jail. She was actually facing 15 years in federal prison, and God miraculously reduced her sentence to time served. You've heard that saying that go and make disciples and use words, and sometimes if you have to, even read the Bible to them. And so ministering to these women who are completely hopeless, we forget too that they come broken beyond words, broken beyond anything most of us could imagine. So I just minister to their heart and to their brokenness and just love on them like Christ loved on me when I was broken. And eventually, they let that wall down and they open up just enough to allow the love of God to come into them. And then there's this countenance that changes in them, and then I know that God is working in their lives. And those who really put their faith in Christ, there is a change. And that's what's so beautiful about this ministry, is I get to do this one-on-one, and I get to watch them grow. I get to watch them change. And when they get released, they're out there spreading the gospel. It's the multiplication factor. So thank you for supporting me, and thank you for supporting the ministry. And God bless you.